let's stop and think. In the ship's move method, we have counter logic, and we have that also since before in the ship beams class. We also most recently created a counter in the enemies class for the animation, and we will here also need a move counter and other counters as well. So let's create a common timer class which we can use in all these places. Alright, we need a private int which will be the limit, and then also the counter itself. Alright, in the constructor we reset the counter to 0, or we set the counter to 0, and the constructor will take a limit int, and then we set underscore limit to limit. Okay, there we have the limit. Then we need a public bool isWaiting function. Is it still counting and waiting? Okay. In this isWaiting we increase the counter and then compare the counter variable. Okay, we need a bool result first. Bool result false. Okay. If counter is still less than or equal to the limit, then okay, no, other way around, isn't it? Okay, let's set this to true. It is waiting unless the counter is greater than the limit, then we're not waiting anymore. We have reached the time limit. In that case, we set the result to false and the counter back to 0. That's it for now in the timer class. Oh, okay, we need to return result, of course. Yeah, that's it for now. Let's go back to the ship class and replace the logic here with a new timer instance. Let's delete the counter in the object base and counter equals 0 also in the constructor, back to ship. Here we need a new, okay, the limit is 2. Let's create another constant. Private const int move speed equals 2. Alright. Now we need an instance of the new timer class, private underscore move timer. We instantiate the move timer in the constructor and send the move speed as an argument to the timer. Okay, that will be our limit in the timer. And now in the move function, just replace the logic here with the move timer dot is waiting. If move timer dot is waiting, then do nothing. Instead, just return. Okay, we should be done. Let's try it out. Okay, the timer is working. The ship is still moving in the same speed, left and right. Good. Now, let's copy this and go to the ship beams. Same thing here. We need a new instance of a timer in the ship beams class, move timer. In the constructor, create an instance of the move timer, and the argument will be the speed. Let's change that to move speed for now. 2. Alright. Down to the move method, replace the logic here with if move timer dot is waiting, do nothing. Return. Perfect. Now the ship beams should still move with the same speed when we fire, and they do. Wonderful. Now over to the enemy's animation counter. Again, we need a private timer, animation timer. Instantiate it in the constructor and send the animation init speed, timer, and then we delete the logic. Delete the animation speed and animation counter variables, and let's put the constant first. And we delete those rows also in the constructor. And then to the plot function, and we replace the animation logic with a new if animation timer equals dot is waiting, then we return and do nothing. And the animation init speed is set to 12. Okay, so that should be it. Let's try it out. All right, and the ships are still animating in the same speed as we wanted, and we have now implemented the timer class. Wonderful.